What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, little honey love? I see you. What you doing, real Sonya? What's up, Sonya? Fat mama Sonya. What's up, fat mama Sonya? What's up, fat mama Sonya? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we got the panel. We still waiting on Walking Down Ram and Rastaman Boone. They'll be here shortly. But we have Schoolboy, the legendary Schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Real good.
Good. Welcome, chat. Welcome, Bart.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Same to you.
And we have the legendary, only in American Kennels, Bakary. How you doing, brother?
Much love to you and brother Rich, and the panel as always. I mean the chat room as always. Much love to those brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir. Salute to the chat. Y'all smash the like button while y'all in the building, man. Let me scroll up and do a quick roll call. Let's see here. We got Buffalo Soldier in the building. Salute.
Salute to the legend.
Yes, indeed.
Legend.
I'm gonna get with you soon, Mr. Buffalo Soldier. I'm gonna get with you soon. We have Asiatic Soldier in the building. We got Death Valley Kennels, William Kitson. Salute to William Kitson in the super chat early. Appreciate the support, family. We have Miami Snoopy 305 in the building. Tony Gardner, Outlaw Texas Kennels, Powerhouse Watson, Bundle View, my bad. Let me see here. Let's see who we got. Gullery Kennels, El JOCKO, Diego, AJ, J-Dog York, Hugo, Dreadlock, Arrowhead Kennels, Herm's Teacher. I always mess up your name, man. Herm's Teacher. I'm sorry, man, if I said it wrong.
Hermes Teacher.
Hermes Teacher. Okay, I always forget that, man.
Yeah.
Time and Patience. American People will tell you salute. Duran, Dan G, Mark Wonderlynch, Arrowhead Kennels. What's that? IT Me, salute to you, Stu. Jaden Johnson. Salute to everybody in the building. Can't read everybody, but I appreciate all of y'all joining us today. Thank y'all for being here for another week. All right. So while we wait on Walking Down Ram and roster, man, Mr. Garcia, how was your week?
Good, man. Good. Busy. I started getting more involved online, so.
Yes, sir.
Don't stop. Ding, 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 ding. Notifications.
Tell the people about the YouTube channel.
Oh,
yes,
yeah. I have a YouTube channel now. It's Richard Garcia, quote unquote, in quotes, says Schoolboy. So I just started putting some old videos up. I have about 100 of them. And I'm going to put 1 or 2 a day. And then I'll eventually go live once I figure out how to do that. And but they're a lot of them been seen, a lot of them, some of them haven't. And then some, when they go through it, they're numbered, but some of the numbers are missing because I'm holding back on some of them because they're interviews like with old legends, you know. And they kind of asked me to wait till they're not here no more with it.
Right.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're good. There's a lot of good info on there, man. Those guys, not me. I'm not talking about myself. Same old shit I talk about. Yeah, good responses. So anybody interested, just subscribe. Richard Garcia Schoolboy. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yes, indeed.
I'm up there, brother. I'm up there.
Yes, sir.
Brother Bach, how you been? How's your week?
Oh, brother, as long as I can keep coming here, man, that means I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do no complaining. None that nobody want to hear, no way. So we good.
Yes, sir. I hear you, man. All right, so let's get. I guess we can get to the first question, and we'll chop it up from there. First question we have from last week was the durability of the bulldog. Who was the most durable bulldog you have witnessed, and the importance of durability? Let me start with you, Mr. Garcia.
I saw that. I can't really pick one dog, but so I'll pick a bloodline, the white dogs. That's one of their assets. Just durable. The way they're built. Long, short, squatty. The straight ones, anyways. You cross it, they're a little different built sometimes, but still got those thick bones and muscle, thick skin. Like Wishbone, dog named Wishbone. He was a Connor Heinzel cross out of I think it was TL's Connie, I think. The daughter of Blind Ben. But that's what Champion Bullshit, Champion Alien, and Jap were Heinz or white blood Heinzel cross. And then Red Danger was a Bolio white blood cross. He was out of Baby Spike, and Baby Spike was Red Baby's brother. Shorty was a 2-time winner. They're just so a lot of them look like plugs, if they're more straight bred, but they just built for taking punishment. Just, plug away, like that, and just stay there, and then come on strong at the end,
Right.
That old Freddie Jones stuff was like that too, kind of like stuff from Phil Dibble and Granger. Methodical, thick like that,
Right.
I would say those kind of dogs were known for being durable.
Okay. Welcome down, Rad Big Steppin'. You in the building, bro?
Yeah. What's
What up,
happening?
Big Step?
What up,
Big
OG
Step?
Bot, OG Schoolboy? How y'all doing? What up, Kev?
You got it,
Oh,
brother.
man, good, man. Chilling, man. I'm in a good mood today. Ain't got nothing to do but talk some dogs,
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel like a kid now, boy.
Yeah.
Well, you should have all your rest up and lovely and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Ready.
you ain't sick no more. You feel good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wart Ram, let me go to you on that question. What would you say in talking about durability of the bulldog? Who was the most durable bulldog that you have witnessed, and what's the importance of durability?
Well, the most durable shit that I witnessed personally, not besides my shit, would have to be some of that old Rick Sorrell shit that he left out here. That old Rick Sorrell stuff. Them motherfuckers was built like tanks, man. Like you could probably hit the motherfuckers with a car and fuck your car up. The dog gonna be back on the chain. Them shits was real adorable. The dogs that he had left out here from when he lived out here, them was some good motherfuckers, man. Nice thick skin, damn near bulletproof, big ass bones, big hard teeth, nice long fucking thick, sharp teeth. They ain't gonna just fall out your head if you bite somebody in the fucking arm or something. So I like them ones a lot, man. Even though I didn't have none of it, I was fortunate enough to see some. And the importance of all that shit is it take a lot to hurt them motherfuckers, man. If your shit can't hurt them, it ain't gonna get them out of there. You probably finna lose, You got to come with some real terrible mouth and all that shit, man, to get just through that defense. That naturally, nature giving fucking tough skin and shit is a motherfucker. Like the old COLBY stuff, crossed with the Heinzel shit. The motherfuckers was damn near bulletproof too, and they was good. So it's real important to have that in there, A lot of these thin-skinned dogs tear up easy and shit, and you be out the fight before you could even get in it with a dog with a fucking six mouth on your ass.
Right.
Yeah, most of that stuff was boomerang blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Brother Box, same question. Most durable dog you witnessed, and how important is durability?
It's funny that my brother Rich touched on it. Most of the most durable dogs I saw was the Boomerang Cowboy dogs for some reason. Their goddamn hides was like like Brother Steppen was just saying. Very, 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 as he called it, bulletproof. But those old cowboy dogs and you know they were crossing the cowboy boomerang crosses up. So hides was super, super, super tough. I mean, most of the carpet dogs at home. I mean, on the pallet and stuff, um the rascal dog, all of them dogs back then had real, real, real heavy hides. I mean, it looked like even the Chinaman stuff back then had heavy ass hides, man. I mean, I don't know what they are so much today in terms of the hides as they were, but most of the Carver dogs in general I seen had real thick hides. And to be honest, it like all the dogs back then. I don't care if it's REDBOY, JOCKO. I don't care if it was BOLIO stuff or whatever. All of the dogs was durable that I seen. I can't say one over another because I didn't see a whole lot of undurable ones. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Every dog back then was durable. You gonna have to come there and do more than just trying to hurt them to get them out of there back then. I mean, you had to, you had to get. I mean, getting to that game just wasn't easy. You had to come with some real serious pressure if you're gonna try to go against their games. But in terms of their bodies and their structures, I just think it was a lot of good quality breedings back then with a lot of good, serious, good dog men. And yeah, I don't know about anybody else. Rich, where did you know any undurable? I'm trying to think of one. Which one was really thin skinned back then? They was
It,
all durable.
it was it, man. I'll be saying that all the time. Like the dog from the 90s was fucking
Right,
buckskin tough, like a fucking
right.
buck on, a deer tough. Like that, they got some tough ass hide, man. That's why you don't see, we use them for fucking cowhide and shit like we do. But then when I, got real good at it and serious, like motherfucking dog just tear apart easy. Like you can run him through a rose bush and you got to put him
Right.
up for a week. That shit was crazy. I think people just forgot that part of the breeding. I don't know. I'm not a breeder, so I can't speak on them. But that constitution, like OG Schoolboy be saying, is important. That shit is a motherfucker, man. That'll keep you in the game longer than a hard mouth will. Because that hard mouth gonna get tired. But if your body hard and right, you good.
Yeah, there's the dogs we mentioned, bloodlines and all that. There's a correlation between them too. They're related in some way or another, whether it's Boomerang, Bolio, Carver, White
Right.
Blood,
Well, they
Ed
all came from
Crenshaw.
Carver. They all came from him.
Yeah, they did, and via Ed Crenshaw stuff, most of it, the ones we're talking
Correct.
about,
Right.
the Eli stuff is related in the back, but also whether it's Snow or Boomerang or Bolio or the Stompanato stuff, there's a lot of similarities in their blood. So I would say, that's something that Carver really liked, so he kept
You
it
could
in
barely
his,
put a needle in them. I could barely put needles in some of them damn dogs.
yeah,
I'm like,
the,
what the hell?
if
They
the needle's
bending
too
and
thin,
everything.
they'll bend. Yeah.
They
Like
was bending,
fucking
so you had to
Superman.
go with heavy gauge.
Yeah, like alligators, crocodile skin and shit.
I was using a 12 gauge, even though I need 3 cc's or a C and a half or some shit. I had to go use a 12 gauge because them damn other little goddamn diabetic looking needles that seemed to them. They was bending and folding. I'm like, what the hell shit on these dogs?
Yeah, and if the needle's too short, it doesn't go all the way in because their skin
Right.
is so thick, man. If you ever
And I ain't gonna lie, the dogs today, I got dogs, I'm always gonna have the damn my dogs, love them, but they don't have the same consistency even back then, even though using the same blood. It's something I don't know what's going through, man. I gotta as I get the concentration out of some of my dogs to get it back, but that that hide, man. I'm telling you, I'm shit. It definitely ain't the same. You know, with a lot of the dogs today.
Yeah, it's
So
directly related to the performance. You know that old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. You know,
right.
you'll lose that too. You'll lose not just, you know, the way they look or traits like mouth and all that stuff. You'll lose the thick skin and the hard muscle, the thick bone, that durability and constitution. Constitution, you know, like Ram mentioned, it's built up over generations. It's not like you make a breeding and you got tough ass dog. That's something that's built up generation after generation. And if you don't continue with it, if you don't, you know, I'm speaking of the past. Back then, we use the dogs that are durable, and they'll produce dogs like that. They'll produce that structure, that bone, that skin, you know, that tolerance for pain. If you don't keep that up, it goes, you know, it's gone. And you'll have thin-skinned dogs. You know, I seen some, I won't say what bloodline it is, from a very famous breeder who stopped competing and just continued to breed dogs. And they were it was thin as paper, man. Like you know, it's lost. That part of it was lost. Just their skin being so thin, almost paper thin. On a hog, actual hog in a hog hunt, he got the shit ripped out of him because all the hog had to do was touch him and it opened him up. There was no defense as far as his body was concerned. His skin was concerned.
Looked like he was back there slap boxing with Freddy Cougar.
Yeah, like that. It fucking Edward Scissorhands cut him.
Yeah,
like, you know,
you challenge like Edward Scissorhands to an arm wrestling match.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, but today's athletes is like that too. They more athletic. This motherfucker's my height that could damn near jump from the free throw line and shit all crazy, 360 windmill. But the motherfuckers come down and they got Bambi ankles.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? You go back and watch the old the Bulls versus the fucking Pistons and shit. The motherfuckers getting beat up. You put one of these new badass motherfuckers in that same game, he hurt for the whole season.
Man, these dudes
Yeah. That probably, some of that's due to the rule changes where there's more safety concerned. You know, they don't allow for that roughness. You know, not just that, even boxing as the rules change.
That furthers the point you was just making, which why I said that is, you don't fucking use it, you lose it, and you stop using your body for that tough shit. Now you soft as a fresh shaved pussy.
Yeah.
Same with the dogs.
I agree.
Salute to Swamp Bank in the super chat. Appreciate the support, family. Thank you very much for that. Salute to Doug in the super chat. Appreciate the love, Doug. He says, "Dog man, weekly foods." Thank you, fam. Cano Loco, what's happening, bro? In the super chat, appreciate you. He says, "Shout out to the panel. Hashtag LDBC." Salute to Cano Loco. Appreciate you, bro.
Salute to Cano.
Cano Loco. What's up, brother?
That's the homie. I call him Ashy Loco because he light skinned, but he always ashy. I don't know how that works, but that's the homie though.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Somebody said like Anthony Davis and the Bulldogs. God damn, that's a terrible ass. That's a one fragile ass goddamn bulldog. Be like Anthony Davis.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker stay hurt, man.
Oh God. Crazy.
And next question we got is, talk about the pros and cons of dealing with big name kennels. I'm gonna start with you, Brother Bach.
Well, the pros are you going against elite competition for most parts. Okay, so you're going against real good competition. You said camps, just any camp, or you said big camps?
They said big name kennels. The pros and cons.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I was correct. Yeah, you will be going in a great competition for the majority part time, and they know how to do things right. You normally don't get a whole lot of static and troubles dealing with them. So like I said, they normally have good comp, and pretty much do things on a professional level. The bad things come with big camps is, especially probably today, is with it being like it was rather than what it was back in misdemeanor times, is the bigger the camps, a lot of times is the more money associated with the camps. So the boys, the alphabet boys, is hunting that money down. And they want to see where that money coming from, and that money is going to bring them on a whole lot of people that associated with dealing with the camps. You understand? I don't think there's too many camps that would do things for $1,000. You understand? So they're going to bring a lot more heat to something because of what they're bringing to it. So, you know, you had that's the only thing problem I could see is what comes with that in terms of if the money is high or if they're dealing in anything other than working 9 to 5 and getting their money from other things that just going to bring down, and anybody associated who was dealing with them can find themselves in trouble.
Yes, sir. Mr. Garcia, same question. What's the pros and cons of dealing with big name kennels?
I got to go with what Bach said. He pretty much covered it for me. To say, maybe Ram got something to say about that.
Okay. Welcome down, Ram. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, one of the pros is if you get a good one from one, then the promotion is already done for you once you're ready to start selling pups or stud services or whatever off the motherfucker, depending on what you got from them. That's always a plus. Make it easier on you. 9 times out of 10, they buy that motherfucker back from you, you know, for a dumbass price and give you another one, you know, so you can go do it again type shit. The cons is like Brother Box said, you know, too big, too many motherfuckers talking, too much bullshit coming. And, you know, they do want to find that money and where that bread, because, you know, the only reason it's illegal, they like to say is, oh, we use cruelty to animal, yada, yada. It's because they can't tax it. If they could tax this shit, like how, you know, motherfuckers who brew their own beer and then take it to the local county inspector and he just get it, do whatever, and hand it back to him with the tax stamp on it. You pay that tax now, boom, you can sell this bitch wherever. Same with the dogs. But yeah, too much motherfuckers in the game, that's the downside. And you might not always get a good one from a big name because it might got too much going on and just start breeding shit to keep up with the demand, you know? So just keep that in mind too.
Yes, sir.
Let me say this part. I promise you, and since I've been a part of the dog thing, there have been, I'm not saying that the working man haven't gotten jammed up with dogs, because they get jammed up too. But I'm talking about far and few. Far and few. Most of the people got jammed up with dogs. It's coming with drugs and good money, big money. I promise you. They don't give a damn. How you gonna say you care about cruelty to animals when you give them to the goddamn SPC, SPCA or whoever they go to,
yeah,
and they getting ready to kill all of them. They'll kill 200 dogs and don't care nothing about it. Here you would have kept them alive and loved them, and they kill them. So how is that
200 before lunch?
right? So how is that? If they really was worried about a true rescue hookup for the dogs, then they would have one where they would actually make sure they gave away each one. You can't say, well, this one is too cruel, and I mean this one's too mean. He'll bite. No, there's places for him too. But the thing is, it ain't about the cruelty to that. It's never been. Everything, and like Ram said, is about money. If they can tax it, it's okay. Once upon a time,
we'd be doing it in the park right now if they could tax it.
If they could tax it, right, they wouldn't have a problem in the world. So the thing is, like I said, but most of the times, you haven't even heard regular people that was involved in doing a little something because it wasn't worth the damn feds and them getting involved in. Like when I'm gonna go bust Joe Blow over here and he works every day.
Dog, he matching for bags of dog food.
He matching for $1,000, $1,500. They like, man, I make that money, so I'm not mad at them anyway. You know, that's no money. But when it gets to the money, like I said, the money brings the problems, bro. It brings the problem, especially when you have people openly talking about we got something going for 100, 200, 300, 400, whatever the prices can be. Once that shit hit the line, and like you said, everybody don't know what the next man got going on. So if that man is phone's tapped and he's talking to somebody, then he done brought that shit in. They figuring out how they came about. Well, shit. Everybody that's dealing in some heavy money is doing anything that as they deem illegal, then that can bring them. And like I said, but they don't give a damn about no goddamn dogs, man. I promise. It's about the money and the drugs. That's all it's ever been.
Yeah, it has to be worth it for them to put their all, taxpayer money into it. All their services, all the people involved. They ain't looking like Bob said, for Joe Blow down the street or some guy doing whatever. It ain't that. If it ain't worth it, they won't fuck with it. But you make it, you bring this other shit involved, whatever it is. Even if it's a conspiracy between 20 dudes, now you're talking, 20 dudes with a bunch of shit. Now it's worth it, and they're going to be looking at you. And I said this before when it first come out, because my buddy wanted me to go on, I forget what it was. Anyway, saying it's encrypted and all this shit. And I said, there ain't nothing encrypted, dude. There ain't nothing, because I do research. So you go through and you look this and that and you check laws and blah, blah, blah. They can look at your shit if they have a reason. It's like anything else. They just go get a warrant and look at your Instagram, whatever it is, all that bullshit that people think is safe and nobody can see. They can do it. If you give them a reason to do it, they'll do it. And that's what happens or could happen is they're going to go check all your shit. They can check your phone and your WhatsApp or whatever the shit that is,
Oh,
but if they don't have a reason to do it, where they're going to put money into it and time and people, they won't fuck with you. It's not worth it for them,
Exactly. Now,
Well,
I will say, a lot of y'all, who don't know, anything over 10 G's is federal, no matter if you fucking scamming, bank robbing, gambling, because they want their tax cut on that. So always remember that. The Fed's going to be involved if you talking about betting anything over $10,000. They want they cut, homie. What you doing? How you get that 10? They want to know everything.
So you can't even put 10,000 in the bank without them telling the IRS.
Man, you bet not. This motherfucker gonna be at your house asking what you do to get that.
Yeah. Anybody who's traveled knows that when you're international, you fill out the form and they ask you if you're carrying more than $10,000 with you.
Yep.
If you are, you have to declare it, and if you ain't and they find it, they're gonna keep it and they might bring charges against you.
Hell yeah. So keep that in mind. That's federal. You feel me? Always, and that means federal. They got all the more resources than the popos in your city, more everything, and they use that shit, man. They conviction rate is so high for a reason. And far as encryption goes, I be like on my tech nerd shit too. The last real encrypted device was the BlackBerry. Unless you fucking still got one that could get service, because they out of Canada and it's a whole thing trying to get them to fucking comply over here. Other than that, fucking shut the fuck up. Do it like Goodfellas, face to face. Uncle Paulie on the phone covering his mouth.
Yep. Salute to Al B's in the super chat. Appreciate the support, fam. He says, I see a lot of dudes with flabby ass dogs. I like my dogs to be trim and cut. He says he can go all day. Most of the time, it's a marathon, not a race. Salute to you, Al B. All right, let me get to this super chat here. I mean, not super chat.
I didn't see too many marathons, man. It was usually pizza delivery orders, Well, and that's not taken away from either competition or level of the dogs. It was like, again, all my shit, I really didn't go, too many. I ain't never went 2 hours. I went an hour and some change a couple of times, but the other times it was fucking get in there and it's fucking battle of attrition, will and skill. That shit didn't take too long, man.
Yes,
so I don't know. But, roughness, mouth, and all that shit, durability, that was part of my lineup. So that's to be expected.
Mm-hmm. Salute to the chat. Everybody just coming in. I see you, Melvin Brown. I see you, Live Life Real. I see
Bang. What up, cuz?
Live life.
Brown Sugar Tay. Salute.
Tay
has some big titties.
That's Tay. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Next question is, historically speaking, have any of the panel matched against or seen any Vince Cooper stock or him personally? Mr. Garcia.
I didn't see him personally, but I saw some of his dogs out here. He sent one. First one I seen, he was a snooty dog, and I've heard and I seen some how they say snooty, smart, and all like that. His intelligence and stuff. That's what the cross is. The straight stuff is just like we were talking about the dogs before. The ones I seen anyway, they were just double tough, durable. The male I see he sent out here, he was grown and he looked like a warrior because he was marked from the tip of his nose to the end of his tail. Everywhere except his back had something on him. And he looked like he'd been through a meat grinder. Just the intense, crazy, wild, when he was doing his thing. Other than that, he was just a nice dog, just like a regular dog, And he was that squatty kind, real thick, So the snooty dogs, other than like the ones Bishop Hilliard had that were cross, those are more all around athlete. But the straight up ones I seen, they were just tough and durable. The ones from Vince, rugged, shit, You kind of feel sorry for him looking at him, but he made it. So I guess he was, he earned his Purple Heart,
Yes, sir.
Impressive just to look at that fucker, man.
What's up? Going hard kennels in the building. Salute to y'all.
Much love to Going Hard Twins.
Yes, sir.
What up,
What's up, brothers?
Brother Bach, any experience with Vince Cooper dogs?
I have never went into the brother back then, but I have refereed a couple that they were pretty nice animals. I have a nothing but respect for the dogs that I've seen that he bred. I can't remember that I ref one where they didn't win, to be honest. They were damn good dogs. Had good ability, win, mouth. They were very, very smart. So no, I didn't go, but I've refed about 3 different matches of people that got them from Vince and won.
Okay. What about you walking down Ram?
Gotta agree with the OGs. I ain't never meet them personally. I used to talk to them back when they used to have them like Angel Fire boards and all that shit cracking in the early 2000s.
Right.
You just get on there and just talk to legendary dog men. It was more respectful and wasn't no trolls, none of that. Like, you feel me? Them motherfuckers just get in there and hold court with you all day. And that was some cool shit. Then they added the little phone line service to it. That was super cool too. But as far as seeing some, hell yeah, man, them motherfucking dogs is the truth. Durable as fuck, thick bones, big heads, could bite, real smart, real fucking game. And like OG Bach just said, like, I ain't never seen one lost, and I seen a few of them in different locations, It's some real good shit, man, back in the day. He was doing this thing, reminding me a lot of the old Corvino dogs, If any of y'all ever got to see some of them, that's Vince Cooper dogs remind you of them, if you was to see one.
Yes, sir. We had another question here was historically speaking, if the panel could start a yard on only 2 dogs, male and female, that they owned in the past, which 2 dogs or which ones would it be and why? Start with you, Brother Bach.
Man, this is really a 2-part with me, but
yeah, go ahead.
I would have started with a female that I had, like I said, I had 4 pups off of Tyrone and a Lulu dog called Lulu, and I've never seen nothing like it. I had 4 pups that was like 3 months old. When I say like hyenas, I mean that never, like, I ain't talking about taking hair. I'm talking about pieces of flesh and bone. They were taking off the bone. They at 3 months old, and got Parvo, came, man, walked and brought Parvo, and I had 2 males and 2 females. I don't know what. I know they was better than the Tyrone. They wasn't but 3 months old. The stuff they was able to do. I was like, damn. Well, anyway, but that didn't happen. So the next one would have to be what made Tyrone POR. That's the litter to him, the Champion Katrina. So I would have had to get Champion Katrina and Tyrone because they had a litter, and all of them didn't even go out. Had they went all out, he would have been registered merit off for 1 litter. Both of them, him and Katrina. And the reason, like I just said, is they were some badass dogs. I mean, they had mouth, ability, finish, and heart. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome down Ram.
Yes, sir.
If you had to start your yard with 2 dogs that you previously owned, which ones would it be and why?
I start with the Jip first, and that'd be Layla. That's the grandma to Layla. And you the one put me up on how Layla was producing. You feel me? But she produced good dogs herself too. I just didn't know she was producing dogs that could also produce good dogs, down the line like that. That was good to see, Made me feel all warm and fuzzy. Let me know my breedings wasn't for naught back in the day. Also, I would definitely take her. That was the Vespers Boyles cross shit. Real good bitch. And I would take her and then take her to my champion Buckshot, man. We bred her to Red Jack and got some good shit, but we never bred her to Old Dog or Buckshot because she caught Rye Mouth real bad, and we had to put her down. She couldn't fuck. Her quality of life was shot. She couldn't eat nothing. It was real fucked up to see a good dog go like that. But I would still fucking take that bitch and breed her right to fucking Buckshot, man, and tear y'all niggas ass a new one.
Yeah, I hear you. Mr. Garcia, your take.
Yeah, mine's 2-part like boxes. Would have been a heavy bully son bred bitch named Toady. She was her top side was down off Bobby Hall's Robert and Sharon Getaholt. The bottom side was Zipper and Shirley, Quitzel Squirrely Shirley. She was a 5-time bred to that little Ronnie dog I got from in like a Bolio bully son cross. They both of them didn't survive, so I didn't, and I wasn't breeding dogs at the time. I would have bred them if they'd have lived, but they didn't live. So that was something I would have wanted to do. And later on, I did breed Big Red to Sissy. That's basically what started my yard. And then Big Red to Blondie. That Sissy and Blondie were bred real similar, father daughter off of that worked, and I would just done that again. And if they were alive, if I had those dogs today, that's what I would start. Big Red and Sissy like that is Heat Miss Rage, Red Boy bred to Heavy Duke.
Okay. All right. Salute to the chat. Y'all smash the like button. Hey, Brother Bach, I'm going to go to you real quick. Somebody in the chat said, Bach, can you give us the story of what happened to Rick Rule front paw?
He had a thing of jumping on top of his doghouse. And then when he wants to get mad at somebody, he springs through the air to get at him. So only thing I could think of is the chain got wrapped around his leg when he jumped and he broke it, but I couldn't really notice it. Like else I would have got it fixed. I would have got to put a cast on his leg and got it fixed, but I never noticed. I mean, I'm out there every day feeding, but I didn't see him like trying to like walk funny on it or nothing. And then after a while, I just start noticing it formed that way. Like it was, you know what I mean? And I was like, damn. He was so tough that it kept it like a secret because he was still running around. It wasn't like he favored it at any time that ever I seen him favor that lady. He didn't start walking with like because I was able to put him and keep running. I mean, he did everything with it. I'm gonna tell you what Rick would do with the leg too. He would put the leg in the goddamn dog mouth so that he can get the dog's head. So he would throw that leg in their face. He would put that same damn leg in their face. And as soon as they
Right.
go to bite it, then he just grab them, and that's what he wants is their head. And then once he get the head, then that's good night. You know.
Like, fuck
Yep.
this foot. I don't need it.
No, I swear to God, he'd take that same club foot and just throw it in their mouth. Like, I mean, he's shoving it. Like, take it. And that's the rat. That was a rat from him, you know. So that's what happened to him.
Shit, he might have had some type of nerve damage where he couldn't feel no pain in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe that was, you know what? Maybe, hey, that might have been it. The old club foot, the killer.
Straight setup. Hey, backdoor you. Yeah, here, break it. I can't feel it no way.
Yeah.
Bust your head open. Funky head your shit.
Yep. No lie.
We got another question here. It says, a lot of kennels are self-claiming to have grand champion dogs, sires and dams, but have no proof or history of the matches, and their dogs have no scars. Does the panel have any stories about people lying and claiming to have grand champion dogs? That's an interesting question. Let's start with Ram. Let's start with you on this one, bro.
God damn, that's a pretty big motherfucking lie to begin with. Like, I heard of motherfuckers pushing fake champs and shit when I was on the field, but that was just easy to call out, you know? Like, motherfucker, please. Grand champs, come on, man. But again, you know, I don't know. I ain't never met nobody say they had no grand champ lying, so I can't say that. But as far as if you're going off of pictures, I mean, you have to be a damn fool to post a pic of a grand champ, you know, banged up and shit just to appease a motherfucker. Now, if you go there and lay eyes on the dog, you know, you could tell that when the dog is healed up versus a brand new one, you know. The best healers and shit, you know how to heal them up right. But if you know what you're looking for and looking at, you can still tell, like, okay, I see right there, right there, right there. Okay, bet. But it's not even safe though, really, to be like, oh yeah, he went in a whoop, 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 whoop these days. So I don't know, man. It's kind of tricky because it could be true and they're just being more cautious, you know, taking the right precautions and procedures, or they could be lying to sell pups, man. You know, the game tricky. So I don't know, man. That shit is good luck with that, y'all. It should make me glad I'm out the dogs.
Right. All right, Mr. Garcia, your take.
Yeah, one guy for sure. I won't say his name, but in our journal, you know, back then, you know, everybody knew everybody. So in my area, let's say within a couple of hours driving, right? I'm talking maybe 30, 40 dudes that were active, right? Let's just put it like that. So you either went into them, you saw them at shows doing shit, or you rolled dogs with them. Sometimes all of that was involved. So there's this dude, he's about a half hour from me. He was about 15 minutes from this other dog guy. He started reporting matches in the Sporting Dog Journal. And every match he reported, he never lost. Never lost. And he didn't have that many dogs. He might have had 3 dogs, 4 dogs. But all of a sudden, all these dogs started popping up in the journal. Champion this, grand champion that. Never fucking lost, ever. And the people he was going into and the refs he was using be names like R. Mayfield, you know, L. Burton, you know, like that, you know, B. Carver and shit like, you know, like just making up names. So my friend who lived closest to him, you know, he got a hold of Jack Kelly. He said, "Hey man, this dude, this is lies, you know." So Kelly called me up, same thing, you know, and he goes, "Hey Richard, you know this guy?" I said, "Yeah, I know him." Goes, "Are all these matches real?" I said, they can't be, Mr. Kelly. They can't be because he don't live, you know, we don't see the guy anyway. You know, everybody knows everybody. Everybody goes into everybody. He ain't never there, and we ain't never seen him. I go on, them names are all funny, man. They're all like famous dog man names, but a little different, you know. So what he did, he just voided all his champions, his grand champions, let him report never again. Yeah, I think that was the biggest one I ever seen, because it wasn't just here and there. It was every fucking dog, every, you know, almost every issue he had a winner in there, and then he would, you know, make them champion or grand champion. It didn't take long. I would say over maybe a year's time or something, where, you know, we finally caught on and say, hey man, this shit ain't real, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that
Okay.
our Mayfield and shit, you know.
Oh shit. Yeah, I played basketball against Bobby Jordan.
Yeah, yeah, like that.
Me
Bobby
and Don
Bobby
Carver
Jordan,
were
you know,
partners.
yeah, he third cousin dude.
Right. Brother Bach, what's your take on that? You ever let me read the question again. Since there are a lot of people, the guy is saying, since there are a lot of people claiming to have grand champion dogs with no proof that the dogs are grand champions, have you ever witnessed or seen or heard of anybody claiming to have grand champion dogs turn out to be fake?
No, I can't. Not to make it all the way to grand champion. I just know that there's a whole lot of fake matches that never happen. And I hate to bring his name up because he's not with us anymore, and he's a friend of mine. But I mean, Ratliff had shit that never even happened. He was claiming. I mean, he's not by himself either. But you know, so what happens is just like anything else. If a person goes inside of a store and they got plenty of money, they look like money, 9 out of 10 ain't nobody checking to see if they stealing in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because you look to be like you can afford to pay for it. They don't understand people with money still goddamn steal. You know what I mean? So it's the same as saying those who got some good dogs and has a good reputation for having some things, well, they still can lie about other things. And some people will believe that because this person is who it is, that those matches actually happen and won't question it. You get what I'm saying? So one thing about Bill's good for back then, because he had the magazine, he could kind of like weed out some of the people that was lying and shit. So could, you know, Jack Kelly even, with people saying they got this, that, and the other, and then they go to check. Well, you know, let's check this. That's why it was so important to have a notable ref to stop a lot of this bullshit. Because as soon as you put this ref seen it, and they checked that ref and said it didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, it went on. It went on. I'm sure probably from the beginning of time, and if there is anybody that's doing dolls today, I'm sure that shit still happens. But as far as a grand champion, no, I can't say per se to somebody lying about 5 damn near matches to get there. No.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you know, one other thing, like Bach was saying, if this is what he was getting at, there's guys that are legitimate, you know, and they did shit, but they still lie about some other shit, you know.
Right.
Like they might have had some good dogs, and then this one they'll report it ain't real, you know. I don't know if it's to boost their numbers or there's guys that would do that, you know. I'm not talking off the chain shit. They would just out and out lie and say this dog did something and this dog,
Right.
you know, and it didn't. But they had other dogs that they won with and made championships. So that kind of, you know, I didn't see the reason for doing that. Maybe it's to sell pups or sell that particular dog or something like that.
Right.
The other thing is pertaining to that question, you know, again, I'm speaking in the past because this happened in the past too. People, even back then, thought when you see a dog and he's all scarred up, he must be a good one. That must be proof that the dog did something or he's game. That don't mean shit. It doesn't mean nothing. Because I know people have road dogs.
Could have been a goddamn school dog.
Yeah, or it's a, you know, they have a road dog. It's a 20-minute road dog. They use them all the time. They got 20 minutes on. He's gonna quit every fucking time. 20 minutes on the dot. But he ain't worth a shit. Or it's just something they got beat up, or you know, he went in this, like, you know, a coon dog got him or something like that. But a lot of them didn't get rid of their dogs. And I don't know about today, but I'm speaking of the past. But there's a lot of dogs. They look like warriors, man, and they ain't shit. So I didn't go on, you know, I can look at that dog and tell he's a good one, or he's been in some fucking battles or whatever. Nah, not necessarily true, man. That don't really mean nothing, you know. That's not to say a clean dog is a bad motherfucker either. That's not true either, you know. So we tried to, you know, keep it on the up and up. You know, if the dog was a good one, he was. If he wasn't, he wasn't. And most of the people that I dealt with were good, honest people, just regular working people that love to do dogs and like to compete. Like that. You always have that bad element, liars and all that shit. But to the question, just because you see a dog's all fucked up, don't mean he's worth a shit.
Yep. I'm so glad you brought that up, schoolboy, because yeah, I know a few people right now with a bunch of scarred up dogs on the yard, and everybody who come to the yard swear up and down, oh man, yeah, he really doing something. He really doing something with his shit, man. His shit out there active, man. Like, bro, them fucking dogs is the biggest curs in the city. You know what I'm saying? But people are just people are so impressed if they don't know. I mean, if they're looking for scars, they really
like man, the neighbor cat got on that dog ass last night.
Like that. Yeah. Or you got, you know,
why you look like that.
Those are starter dogs he got in his yard. You want to get your shit started and shit, you know, and curl them out and shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's whatever, man. Yeah, people like that kind of shit though.
Yeah. I mean, if you take your dog to the mountains, you take them to the, you know, the beach, or you take them anywhere and they get running around, they're gonna have scars all over them. They're gonna run into bushes, they're gonna dig shit, you know, they're gonna their feet, or they're gonna rub up against something or run into something, you know. Yeah, they're gonna have scars on them, shit, you know, that.
Right. Yep. All right. Now we got another question here is, can the panel clarify the difference between looking at or checking and off the chain? Seems like a lot of confusion. This is historically speaking, of course. Brother Bach, you want to tackle that one?
No problem. Well, you know, we talking about schooling one. I guess that's what they're saying, schooling one and doing one off the chain. Is that the question that I believe they're asking?
Yeah, I guess he's talking about overall the terminologies of I guess people saying.
I'm just saying that if we say if we saying we checking one, we can only be talking about if a person call themselves schooling it, or just wanting to see two damn dogs fight that's not in a goddamn contract match. Okay.
Right.
All right. So either you schooling that. So if you checking something out, you just looking for entertainment, or you looking to goddamn actually school, because that comes with no bets of no kind. There's no that's no bets at all. That's no referee there. There's nobody there. You can step into it. You can touch your dogs. You can do all that shit because there's nothing contractual about them dogs. You just checking out, so-called schooling, or just peeking at. Okay. Off the chain is a match. When you say off the chain, that is a what you call non-conditioning, non-dating weight match. Two people there with some dogs, and they're gonna end up betting something. Bag of dog food, couple dollars, and you actually will have a ref in there and do it off the chain. Okay, so that's the difference. One's gonna have a ref and some money bet, but it is not a required date and weight requirement. And but you still will have to follow most off the chains will still follow the rules, mostly of occasion rules, in doing it off the chain. So you won't be able to touch your dog. You got to make handles. You got to wait for the turn, the whole nine. All right.
And even though you got all of that, I just want to add a bullet point to that off the chain. You do all of that, they still don't count as an official match, man. So don't go do all of that and try to consider it an official match. You should have put the main ingredient step, which is the conditioning part, in. Then you win that off the chain match. Now you take that from a off the chain winner to a real winner. You know, that's the difference between the amateurs and the pros. Amateur fights still got refs and shit, but you got the headgear on. Off the chain is the headgear.
Well, just to put a little bit more to that, since that we want a little more clarity, you don't have to condition shit. You just have to your dog can sit there and smoke a cigar the whole goddamn time and
Oh
just
yeah,
come in on the
yeah.
way.
You can
So
still
I'm just
show
saying.
up with one, literally
Right, I'm
off
just
the
saying.
chain. Yeah.
I'm just saying when you say condition, I don't want a person to feel like you have to condition, because some of the best dogs never got conditioned for their shows and they went there and wore ass out. Okay, every
Man, I
dog.
used to have dogs that are running the chain, and that was they fucking go weight. Them motherfuckers already in shape. I might just, stretch him out with some walks, maybe a little bit of weight pull. He kept
Right.
himself in shape. And some dogs, you like OG Bach in a schoolboy be saying, you could get more out of dog off the chain than in shape. You could fuck one up trying to put it in shape.
Facts.
Yes, sir. You know what happened a lot in some areas was, you go to a show, right? Whether it's 1 or 2 or 5, whatever it is, and then after the show's over, dudes would just bring their dogs out off the chain just for a few bucks, sometimes for some pretty good money, but just for a few dollars. It was kind of standard, It'd be like, go to a confirmation show. Then afterwards, people go to a spot, and if you wanted to put your dog in there for some change, you do it. That's like off the change. And like Bach said, you follow the rules, whatever, But it's just Bad Billy, Smith and Walton's Bad Billy. He had several of those. After the conventions were over, Bob Cox would bring them out and just challenge anybody, any type of, any size dog, any weight, anything. And Bobby did that with him too a few times. That's how I got to see him go. And then Cat and Company had a dog named Jake out here. He won one, then he sold him to Smith and Walton. And he did that too. He had several off the chain, and then he had another official match. So he was a 2-time official winner, but he had several off the chain matches. He was just, naturally winded and, durable. He was an old Carver bred dog. I think he was tight bred on Butcher Boy, So that's what some people would do. Go to a show. Other people that went would bring their dog and then just hook them up with no regard to weight, really. And they, I did that a couple of times. I did that with Howler, this kid I used to roll dogs with. He wanted to like do something for money, get some semblance of reality, being a competitor, So I said, just bring whatever you got the next week, we'll do it. So we did. That fucking thing went 1 hour and 10 minutes, man. That kid. In fact, I ended up using Howler later, but I wanted to use his dog, but he didn't survive after that. But he had a good dog, man. He would buy dogs out of the pound, But this one, you could tell he had some breeding in it. He looked like the Bully Son, White Blood, ZEBO kind of stuff that was out here, that Dunleavy had and John Craig had. I think he had some of that in him. And he was a pretty damn good dog, man. I was going to use him, but stuff like that, I was saying, and Ram, it's not official. You do everything kind of officially, but you just, it's just like, spur of the moment, or you just want to get together and, like you said, bag of dog food sometimes a couple $100, $500, $50, a case of beer, whatever, like that.
Right. Yes, sir. Going Hard Kennels Twin 2 says rule is contract of date and time, purse, and forfeit is required in a real match. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what makes it, the conditioning part is stipulated in that too. But like Bach was saying, especially with the Bolio dogs, a lot of them you didn't have to condition. If you did, you probably fuck them up anyways.
Yep.
If you didn't know what you were doing, you just do the bare minimum, because they had so much natural air and ability, and they were active all the time anyways. You could do them more harm than good if you put a real hard keep on them. So,
well,
and a lot of them, like TJ's, what's her name? Whiskey. I think maybe the first time he conditioned her some, but for her next 3, he didn't do that much because she had, according to him, she had so much natural ability that He really did. It was his house dog anyways. He didn't really have to do nothing. Just monitor her weight, you know, do a little bit here and there for feed and all that. She was just devastating like that, you know. So that happened a lot of times too, you know. And then sometimes two guys, you know, like you go to a show and they forfeit, you know. So the two guys that got forfeited on, they would just hook up and do their show, you know. Both of them collected a forfeit, so they would just go into each other. That happens sometimes too.
And you still get credit with that dog who just came there that same day with no conditioning, still will be credited as being official match.
Yeah. I think one of Honey Bunches was like that. I think her second or third one was with a forfeit pay. The dude brought, you know, somebody brought a dog or last minute or whatever. In fact, Irish kid, he was what was his name? Hawkeye, who was off of Steve's Bart, White Blood, bred to ZEBO. He had like 2.5 weeks to get ready for his show because somebody forfeited. So Steve called him up and said, "Hey, can you bring that dog? You got 2.5 weeks." Yeah, I'll bring him. He did. He beat Salmon Al in 1:20. And then even ZEBO going into Greaser, I think ZEBO only had a 3-week keep because he was scheduled to go in that big show in Mexico that got canceled. They broke up.
Yep.
So he ended up going into Greaser at 44. ZEBO was probably a 40, 41. And he only had, you know, 3 weeks to get ready. So he went
still
almost
won it.
Still won it. Yeah. Almost 2 hours.
Greaser was a beast too. But go ahead.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. So yeah, and you know, schooling is just that. It's almost like sparring in the gym, you know. You need that so your dog can learn and do his thing, and you know, you do your thing, whatever you want to put on them. Expose them to that atmosphere, to that competition, just to get experience, you know. So that's what schooling is, you know. They're learning their craft or getting better at it, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Now I got a question, if I can, right there on just what Schoolboy said, because I'm telling you, most people ain't schooling shit. Okay, so when people say they schooling a fucking dog, let me ask you, how many motherfuckers actually is teaching the dog when they down there fighting? Who's actually teaching them? You just watching them fight and say, okay, well, you learn something, not the fucking dog. You learn something new about the dog. So I'm just saying, when I hear people say they're schooling the dog, they full of shit. I done been at a million goddamn roles, because a role can still be considered a school. I don't just fuck the terminology. It's the same thing. A person saying we're going to go roll some dogs, they can say we're going to go school some dogs. They both will fucking mean the same thing. Okay, so we're going to go peek at some dogs. Same shit. The fact that I'm making is, how many people have anybody ever seen schooling a fucking dog? I'm going to tell you, hardly none. Because the people just let the two dogs go, and they let it go for a period of time. Only thing they might do different is let me get a few scratches in this motherfucker. And to see if he's game or something like that. But how many people actually are there teaching? Have you?
Yeah.
I'm
no, you're right, Bob, because for some reason there's a disconnect, I think, with people. You know, you have dog, whether you have them your whole life or you have pets or whatever, and you teach your dog certain shit. Sit, stay, whatever. Don't go here. Don't piss here. They teach their dog they even teach dogs to ride fucking bicycles and shit, right?
Right.
But when it comes to the pit dogs, they don't teach them shit.
Don't teach them shit.
And people that would come to my house, you know, if I was doing 2 of my dogs, they you know, I would do certain things. They go, why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? What are you doing? You know, how come? You know, what? You don't just let them go. No, I'm schooling them. I'm teaching them. I want to put them in this scenario or this position, or I'm going to do this and that. I used to do all kinds of shit. They get mad like I'm hampering the dog because I fucking throw them down or hold them down and let the other one, you know, and put the other one on this part of their body or what, you know, or I push them. My kids will be in there pushing them and, you know, pulling their ears and shit, you know.
Right.
Or you try and send them in to this spot or just place them in a
Right.
spot
There you go.
repeatedly
Bam.
over and
There you
over,
go.
you know.
Right.
So I don't
That's
know where,
schooling.
yeah,
That's schooling.
I don't know where the disconnect came, where your dog could be a circus act, but when it comes to in the box, you don't teach them shit. You don't expose them to anything.
Mm-mm. No.
You just let them go.
there.
You watch them. Okay, I want to, you know, I want to scratch them. You know, like
Right.
that ain't shit, because
That's not.
a lot of them will repeatedly do the same thing over and over and over. So how do you get them to change their mind to do something else? You have to teach them to do that. So yeah, I'm with Bach, man. Schooling, you know, the terminology, all that, you know, they're just watching them go. That's all they're doing.
Right. Whether they say, I'm peeking at them, I want to peek at something this weekend, I want to check something this week, I want to roll something, that all mean the same shit. I want to school something, that all mean the same thing to most people, okay?
Right.
Because you have some people that are legitimately schooling. I mean, but I'm telling you, I have not seen one person school shit at none of the shits I went to rolls. I was schooling, but I never seen them school.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then most of the time the schooling I didn't have to worry about nobody, because I just put mines on my own. I didn't have to worry about that shit. I just like you said, we putting our shit in position. We putting out, even the ones we had that were super dominant and they never could look like we get them behind. Oh, I'm about to get this motherfucker behind because I'm putting him on his back, putting some shit in his throat, putting something in his back, and he going to get him off. And, you know, he going to learn. You got to get shit off, because normally they can't get to those spots. So but in terms of just actually schooling, I only seen me schooling, and I'm not trying to say that arrogantly. I'm just telling you.
Well, I did the same thing, but you know, I'm right there with you, because the you know, with me, I did a lot of litter mates, father, son, daughter, mother, aunt, and so they weren't the same size dogs. You know, there could be 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds different. So the big one, I just fucking throw their ass down. I trip them up or something, you know. Or
all
hold
the
them down.
That's my favorite.
And
just the
favorite. You know, or hold them down and let the little one get them. You know, and let them get their licks in too.
That's right. That's right.
And I tell my son, put her here, put her in her throat, put her on her mama's head. Her, you know, this and that, like that. You know? But nobody really done that. They didn't do shit like that, because it didn't click in their head that I can teach these pit dogs some stuff too. You know, it ain't just let them go and they on their own and they'll figure it out, you know. If you can teach them how to ride a fucking bike, you can teach them how to hit the throat or something, you know.
Right. That's my main. You saying it right. Like I said, you see that they got circus dogs. They can go ride on damn tight ropes on a damn bike. You mean to tell me you can't get a motherfucker to hit that spot for you? How? It's ridiculous. These one thing about consistency. If you start shit from a fucking puppy, it's just like a child. A child can go learn 15 languages. If you put them in there with 15 different people talking, you ain't got to teach them. They will actually learn how to talk to all 15 of those damn children that speak some shit. You and me be sitting there as adults saying, what in the hell? And the reason you can't do it, because once you get old, it's too hard for you to now learn it like that.
Good point. Good point.
Old dogs and new tricks and such.
But
no, it's a good point, because
I'm sorry, go ahead, schoolboy.
I was going to say that's a good point, because everybody knows, like they say, the first 5 years of kids' life where you learn the most and this and that, they're more acceptable to taking in information.
Right.
So how it relates to, when they're young, do that shit when they're little, before they're a year old, start them on it, you know, because once they're older, they're set in their ways. But if you set some of their ways where they could change up, or they're going to go here, go there, do this, do that. You do that when they're young, and they'll retain it the rest of their life. You know, that's just like kids. They learn more when they're little. Like you said, they can learn all kinds of languages if you just, you know, a lot of people, they'll tell you as a kid, I learned Spanish by watching Mexican channel. There was no teacher. There was no none. They just take that information in, and it just clicks in their head. You do the same thing with pup.
My ass still can't speak Spanish. Now I've been over here goddamn there 16 years, right? Look, I speak enough. But I seen 2 little kids moved in this area, bruh, and damn 3 months they was fluent. I'm talking about fluent, bruh, because they just hung around children and they learned the whole shit. I'm talking about they talking and but like I said, anyway, the same with them damn puppies. If you could teach the damn pup how to goddamn be house trained, believe me, that other shit is simple.
Yep,
you know
that's true. Yeah.
It's just consistent. And I tell it,
Yeah.
you know, you do the same thing consistently. That repetition is just like with everything with people. Like the basketball, Curry. Curry don't even have to stand there and look at the shot. His fucking muscle memory so good. That's why he could turn his back on the motherfucking Noah's end. He didn't did that so much. He know the right amount of fucking strength to put on that shot from that distance because it's muscle memory. Okay?
Exactly.
Just like boxers. Boxers is muscle memory. They stand there automatically know to throw that left when that motherfucker do certain thing, and he already knew to catch him. Because he know most times when he do that, it's gonna force you into that position. Even he might even seen you going there, he done caught you. Be like, well, that's where you gotta go. It's the same with the fucking dogs. When you teach these motherfuckers that shit, they're gonna continue to do what it is you teach. That's all.
Yep. You want it automatic. You don't want them to think about it. If a boxer has to think, he's going to get hit. So it has to be natural. So if you impose that on them when they're little, the pup, they don't even think about it. They just do it because, like you said, it's repetition over and over and over again. And that muscle memory or whatever it is, it's just in them. It becomes natural to them. They don't have to think about it. They just fucking do it. And if you accompany that with some voice commands, when they hear that, they're just going to go.
Correct.
Whatever it is you will say to them, that they'll relate that to what they were doing, and they'll hit that spot, or they'll do this or do that.
And you know what? Why I think a lot of people in the Bulldogs don't do what you guys were talking about is because they have this belief that they put all their stock in genetics,
the breeding, the genetic breeding, the trait.
They put all their stock in genetics, and the mama and daddy was like this, and it's gonna be either this way or that way, and the dogs are just born like this. But then the same person to take pride in bragging about, having this dog, training this dog to hit humans, hit certain parts of a human, grab the nuts, grab the arm, grab the neck. Well, why can't you teach it to do that? You can do the same thing with an animal. Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's the disconnect. It don't click in their head. They could do that too. Why not?
This is no bullshit. I got an 8-month-old puppy here, and he pees on command. I got his ass pissing on command. We go outside. I tell that motherfucker pee. He look at me and start pissing. I've been on him for the last goddamn month. Shit, that shit like clockwork.
Yeah.
Piss on command, bro.
Karen, she has pit bulls. She's in my group. She's a dog trainer too. All kinds of different dogs, and she has pit bulls. All kinds of them. Right? She teaches hers to piss and shit on command.
Wow, I ain't get to the shit level yet.
Yeah,
I ain't get to the shit level.
I don't know what word she uses, but she takes them out and tells them to shit, and they do it. So conceivably, they could hold it all day till she tells them to do it. I mean, that's perfect. You shit right before we go to the box when I tell you to, and you're empty, man.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, we got through the questions pretty quick this week, man. I want to thank everybody in the chat for y'all support and for joining us. We'll be back next Sunday. Make sure I want y'all to go and subscribe to Schoolboy's channel.
That's right.
Make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all subscribe to Walking Down Ram. I think Ram put his channel in the chat.
Right.
Let me try to put Schoolboys in the chat real quick.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, just so we don't have to do that.
Y'all be sure to hit Schoolboy up too. Get them dogs registered, man. I'm telling you, he's lacking.
Yeah, I've been getting mine. He got a beautiful service, bro.
Yeah,
and it's fast as fuck.
Yes, he's fast. He's fast.
Yeah,
good quality.
Yeah, appreciate it. I just, I try and get them out as soon as I can because, I used to register dogs way back in the day, and it takes fucking months, man. Like, what's taking so long, You forget you send in the damn registration by the time you get it. Oh, shit, I forgot about it, So I try to get it done as fast as
Here's
possible.
the nice part of it. You got beautiful daughters of his doing the work. So you got beautiful women sitting back there doing the work. So that's even better.
Family business.
That's true, man. That's true.
Big beaters touching your pedigrees.
I said it before.
Touching your pedigrees again.
Yeah. I'll tell them to put some of their perfume on theirs. My daughter's pretty, man. I don't mean no disrespect to my daughter, but she's pretty. If I ever go live on my chat, I'm gonna have her in there too. School baby. I'm gonna have her in there.
Not
She'll be
school
doing
baby.
some stuff. Yeah, yeah, she'll be.
That's dope, though. That's
Yeah,
hard.
He said
she'll be
school
in there.
mate.
Yeah,
I
that's her
think I got
name.
to name. I got to name a female puppy that now. That you
There
do
you
that.
go. There you go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I'm schoolboy. My wife's Mrs. Schoolboy. My son's school kid. My daughter's schoolgirl, and the baby is school baby. So that's my kid.
Yes, sir.
And let
Ram,
me say this too.
go ahead,
Okay.
brother.
No, before Ram give us the disclaimer. Again, we got going hard kennels, man, and like I said, much love we want to give to Mo and his brother over there, man. And like I say, Mo's fighting that good fight. I'm not trying to publicize. He hasn't been as well as he doesn't feel as well as he would love to, but we all here want to keep all of our good prayers and love going for brother Mo and his fight for trying to be healthy and get himself together. So we just always want to know from here and the people that we have here showing love to brother, not on so sympathetic, empathetic. He's not he's not so much looking for that, but he's a bulldog legend, and I feel for him and want him to be healthy, and I'm sure everybody here on this panel as well as our chat wants brother Mo to get back in good shape and to where he needs to be. So I just wanted to put that out there all the time, and also don't forget about our dear brother that's on death row. Still keep those brother Mark, those donations coming, man. And any little thing can help the brother. Again, the man on death row ain't supposed to be there, ain't killed nobody. That's a proven fact. We're not saying this for assumptions. Okay, so
Yes,
let's see if we can't get this brother's life back. So we trying to get brother Mo's life in order. We trying to save a person's life from being taken. Two good things, if you ask me. That want to talk, have happen.
Agreed, brother.
Yes,
Much
sir.
love and respect to Going Hard Kennel, and if you get a chance, if you can't catch them live, catch their just watch the replay or whatever it is. I think the last show they had, Bach was on there. That was a good show, man. All kinds of info on nutrition and food and supplements and all that. So I try to watch it, give support whenever I can.
That's right.
And he's once you start doing this stuff, just like this show, you get better and better at it. They're getting better and better at it. A lot of good content.
Awesome. Awesome content.
And, they'll have other people, and we're going to keep going here. I still get a lot of feedback from this one, from messages and even
That's
Instagram,
right.
And anybody that's got a good show, we support them.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
If your show suck or you on some bullshit, fuck you.
We ain't got time for no hating and shit. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. We here to talk dogs and you know what I'm saying, communicate with other people who love dogs, man. That's it. We ain't here for no, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to brag, but I'll say this. I think 78 show has influenced people that have other shows to do things a certain way, to have certain standards, no bullshit, none of that gossip crap shit. Weed out people that ain't in it for the dogs and to support the breed and all that. And I think of it like a flagship where people can get an idea of how to run a show, what kind of people to have on the show, how to talk about content, what content to have. And honestly, I think it's rubbing off on other people, and other shows because they're doing the same thing. Even the topics, like in my group, I would put topics up and then I'd see them on different shows. I'm not saying they got the topic from my group, but if they did, that's cool. That's good. Spread it, do the same thing, get people talking. The more information, the better.
But do it classy. Bring some class back into the game, man.
Be a professional. Act like you speaking in public. Because a lot of this is anybody can watch this shit. So how would you speak to if you was in church, or how would you speak if you were speaking to a crowd? How would you speak if you were doing a seminar at school for your children, or you were talking in front of promoting your product or whatever it is? Be professional. Handle it that way, you won't have a problem, and you'll get a lot of support for it. But no matter how badass people talk and how much shit they talk, after a while that it gets old. They don't really want to live their life that way. That's just the nature of people to do that sometimes. That's okay. but do things in a professional manner. You'll get a lot more support, and you know, 3 cents.
Absolutely, man. And you know, it's a. I want to say salute as well to Going Hard Kennels. Salute to y'all brothers, man. Wish y'all nothing but the best. And I think that like what I do over here, like I try not to, like, a lot of people hit me up and they want to be interviewed and stuff like that, or they want to be a part of what we're doing. And I got some interviews lined up. I'm gonna be talking to
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be talking to a few people I got lined up, but some people I had to, you know, not interview because they was telling me that they wanted to come on and air out people and all. I'm like, nah, this ain't that type of show. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that for that. I'm not here for video views and clout and then bashing somebody else's name. Like these dogs have enough negative stigma about them, so we don't have the luxury to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think we all should be, even if you don't fuck with somebody, just don't fuck with them, but you ain't got to talk down on them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, welcome down, Ram. Why don't you give us a disclaimer, bro?
Hey, man, as always, none of this shit is intended for nor should it be used towards any illegal purposes or activities. You is out there with the bullshit, shut the fuck up. Remember that $10,000 motherfucking federal shit I just put y'all up on, man, and think about that. You don't want to be sitting in the feds with some real deal hitters, killers, thrillers, and dealers, and you in there for some funky ass dogs. So it's a fucking holiday tomorrow, so man, if you going out, don't be drinking and driving, man. Uber ain't that much. You feel me? Be safe. I'm about to go hit this pool party in this little free group I'm in Facebook. So it's like, you know, dope naked bitches and shit. And titties to dick ratio is where it's supposed to be. More titties than dicks. You know how I like it.
Yes,
and if y'all ain't doing that, just try to do something fun like that, man. We can't all be me, but you can live vicariously through me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
We'll eat some barbecue tomorrow, y'all. Eat y'all some barbecue, man. Don't be drinking and driving and shit either. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
right.
I want to thank Legendary Schoolboy joining us once again. I want to thank the brother Legendary Bakary, and of course my brother walking down around Big Step and always got my back. Salute to all of y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We up out of here. Deuces.
Peace.
Much love.